All right. Good evening, everybody. So the last class we spoke about a whole lot of things. So today I'm trying to do a recap on the previous class that we did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete everything we did. So we did if statement. So let me delete this part that we did if statement. Here is just the normal revenue where we multiply the price by the quantity. That's how we got this response here. So this total, I'm going to delete it so that I will teach us keyboard shortcut. For this total, all you need is just Alt is equal to, then you press enter for your total. Here also just press Alt is equal to, then you get your response. So here for this single item, I need to know the number of single item that was purchased, just one item. So that's why I need this. That's why we want to get this single item. So how do we get this? We use if statement. So all we need to say is equal to if. So if what then? If this quantity is equal to 1, then what should happen? That's why I said anytime we want to tell our system an argument, we use this inverted comma. I want it to tell me yes. But if not, that's why I put the next comma. If not, tell me no. If not, tell me no. So I put my enter. Can you see? Yes. So if I double click this end, it automatically fill it down. So that's that about that. So on this revenue by item column, we're talking about sum if, count if. So how do we use count if? Where do we use sum if? In this place, we want to count the number of invoices that was inputted on Maximo, that was inputted on Selfie, that was inputted on Solosys, that was inputted on Tima, that was inputted on Extreme. So how do we get that? So we say is equal to count if now. So it's asking me for the range. So this is the range. So where is the criteria? The criteria is this solo is, but because this my formula is blocking this particular the item, the first item. So which is, if you look at it, this is D and it's under 26. So I will just type in D26. I get it. So you can see it's already highlighting it. Then I press enter. Can we see that it's already telling me the response is 2? So for quantity now, and I want to know the total quantity that was purchased by Maximo. So what do? Do I need to start adding it one after the other? No. So this formula that I use for this one is my sum if. So how do I do that? I say is equal to sum if, the singular sum if is asking me for the range. So which range I want to look for? This is my first range. Are you getting it? Comma. Now it's asking for the criteria. My criteria is this guy here. Then comma is now asking me for the sum range. So this is the sum range here. Then I click enter. So can we see that this is 7? In order to confirm that, let's check. So Maximo, he has the 4 quantities here. Maximo also has the 3 quantities here, making a total of 7. So for revenue also is also sum if. So we use sum if, the singular, like I said. So what's the range criteria? This is the range criteria here. Then comma, where is the criteria? This here. Then comma, where is the sum range? This is the sum range, my revenue sum range. So I click enter. So can we see that it's actually showing me the total revenue? So I explained something about locking our Excel so that it will not move about. So by using F4, you click F4 once for this, that's locked. But for this D26, I only want to lock D. I don't want to lock 26 because I want D26 to be dynamic. I don't want it to be static. So I press F4 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then I click enter. So I will do the same thing for quantity. So I'll lock the ones I want to lock. I'll lock the ones I want to lock. For this, I'll lock the ones I want to lock. I want to lock this F4. Then this F4. For D26, I want to lock only D, so I press it 3 times. Enter. Then for revenue, I want to lock this F4. I want to log this F4, and I want to log this 1 2 3. Click enter. So I highlight. So for price, like I said, price is always revenue divided by quantity. So this is equal to this divided by quantity together, then this. So if I highlight everything together, then I double click this edge, automatically it gives me my answer. So in order to get the total, let's just say alt is equal to, we get this. For this one, alt is equal to, we get this. For this one, alt is equal to, we get this. So this is actually showing us the answer. Why? Because I already said but this normally is supposed to be equals to this divided by this, just to get our average price. Then we get it. So that's that about the if statement. This is the formula here, the if statement. Then this is the count if. It's counting number of times maximum purchases. So maximum came to this store 2 times to purchase a quantity. They want to know the total quantity of things maximum purchases. So it's showing us the quantity of things maximum contain. So that's about that. So the second thing we talked about was lookup. So we have various types of lookup. We have the H lookup, which stands for the horizontal lookup, when you want to look for something in the horizontal pattern. This is the horizontal pattern. So also, like I said, we have the vertical lookup. This is the vertical pattern coming down like this. Are you getting this? So this H and V lookup are old archaic lookup options. Are you getting it? But in 2019, there is something we call X lookup that came up. So X lookup is the best way to bring out lookup, because V lookup and H lookup sometimes brings about errors. So that is why X lookup is actually the best. So in this case, we are going to talk about H lookup, V lookup, X lookup 1, X lookup. The essence of this 1 and 2 is just to show us that X lookup 1 stands for the horizontal, while X lookup 2 stands for the vertical. So I'm going to delete all these that we've done before, so we can do our own. So in order to do H lookup, we say is equal to H lookup. We'll double click. So it's asking for the lookup value. So what do I want to look for? I want to look up all these items here. So I highlight everything, comma. So the lookup value, I want to look for item 4. 4 is what I want to look up for. Then comma, it's now asking me where is the table. So this is where the particular table is. Then comma. So it's now asking me which row is what you want to look up. So I want is in row 2. You know, item is row 1, commission is row 2. So but there is nothing in row 3, right? But it's row 2 that I want to know what is there, which is percentage. So I put 2, then comma. So it's now trying to tell me here that do you want approximate match or you want exact match? But I want the exact match, the exact thing that is there. So I click exact match, then I click enter. So you know, in the class I was explaining something that imagine that someone come to your sheet and press insert a column. How do I insert a column? I press alt I insert a row, alt I R. So that's how to insert a row. Can you see that it has affected my response here? But in order to avoid all these kind of errors, so this is what you will do. You come back to your formula. You come back to that place that is asking for the which row is it, which is row 2. Instead of you putting 2, to make it more easier, you put the formula rows in plural, rows. So then you create a row outside here, rows outside here. Then you close the bracket and you click enter. Can we see now that even after creating a space, a row in between is still getting us our response? So delete this, press Ctrl minus. So that's that. So for VLOOKUP now, we say is equal to, like I said, VLOOKUP is vertical lookup. So we say is equal to VLOOKUP. So he's asking for the lookup value. This is the lookup value. Then comma. He's asking for the table array. This is at the table array. Highlight everything. Comma. So it's asking for the column index. I'm supposed to write 2 because commission is on column 2. But instead of me writing 2 to avoid those kind of error, so I'll use columns. So the essence I'm using, the reason why I'm using columns here is because our VLOOKUP is vertical lookup and anything vertical is on the column axis. So that's why. So it's asking for the array. So I'll just select an array up here, then comma, and I'll close the bracket rather, then comma. So he's asking that do I want approximate? I want exact match. So I click exact match, and I click enter. Can we see? So imagine someone comes here and creates a column by pressing Alt IC. Can we see it's not affecting my response? So to delete this, Control minus. So for this X lookup now, say is equal to X lookup. For X lookup, is asking for the lookup value. This is the lookup value, comma. But in X lookup, you have to select the item and commission one after the other. So I come here, I select everything, the items first, then comma, then I come to the commission, I select everything, then I click my enter. I don't need to put exact match, but actually you can still play around so many things here too, but we don't need that here. So I click my enter. So same thing for this, I say is equal to X lookup. So his lookup is this 4, comma, this is this, then comma this, then I click enter. Can we see that I get my answer? So before we go, I would like to lock my my formulas, because I would like to drag down all this. I don't want to do everything one after the other. Start doing this, start doing this. So I'll come here on this formula bar here. I'll lock this. I'll lock this F4. I'll lock this F4. Come here. I'll only lock this, so I'll press F4 3 times. Then it's locked. Then same thing with this. Come here. I'll lock it. Come here. I'll lock it. Come here. Press this 3 times. Enter. So for the VLOOKUP, come here. I'll lock it. But for this, I want to lock only the D. Here also I will lock this, but I only want to lock D, and I press enter. So I've locked everything. Commission is always plus revenue times our interest, and press enter. So by the time another thing that I also want to do is imagine that I put 12 here. You see that it's showing me not available. Are you getting it? So instead of that, I would like to use use this formula if error, so that to look more neater. So if I say if error, I want my answer to tell me not found. So I click yes. Can we see? Same thing with this. So if you detect an error, tell me it's not in the set. So not found. So same thing with this. If error, tell me not found. Then lastly, case if error, it also tell me that not found. So can we see? So let's change this back to 4. But immediately you change this to anything, maybe 9, it will tell you not found automatically. So 4. So I'm going to highlight all of this, then I double click here. Can we all see that it automatically fills this without error, without anything? So my total, like I said, alt is equal to this. So that's how we do VLOOKUP. So that's that about that. Like I said, in our next class we'll look at date, we'll look at so many other functions. All right, thank you for your time and thank you for listening.